For those of you who know me, I talk quite a bit about preparation. And as we come to the end of a year and as we start a new year, it's always on my mind. I'm always trying to reconstruct myself. Okay, let's stop my voice. Sorry. For those of you who know me, I'm much of a stickler on this thing around preparing and preparation. As we come to the end of the year, as we start a new year, it's going through my mind again in terms of what are my plans for next year? How am I going to achieve what I'm going to achieve? But one of the things that's actually been interesting is going into business. I've realized this need that one can't be doing this on their own. They need the support of others. And I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at calling on either favors or support or seeing what I can do to fulfill a need. I tend to put it out there and hope that whatever it is that I put out there is gonna catch. But sometimes you have to be deliberate about these things. You have to be intentional about some of the stuff that you're actually putting out there. Even in your preparation process, you need to start saying to yourself, what is it that I'm actually going to be doing that is deliberate and not consequential? And let me give you an example of an area that I'm working on, and that's my networking. Now, you know, I'm Generation X, so you do the numbers in terms of how long I've been on this planet. And I've developed a pretty, what I would call substantial network. But one of the things I realized that I don't really utilize the network. I utilize the people who are closest to me, and I use the word utilize in the sense that I communicate with them, I, get some advice from them, I request from them. But I don't use the broader network. I'm not skilled in, or even proficient in understanding how to utilize that network. That's so, not only so that it benefits me, but we have a mutual, benefit with each other. I have a fear of stretching out there and saying, could you help me with this? Or can we do this? Or can we co-create this, together? So I think understanding that whatever it is that you're doing and whatever it is that you're putting together, you need the support of those. Now, it's calculated in the sense that you just can't randomly pick anybody off Facebook or anybody off LinkedIn. You have to firstly develop the relationship, and there are some relationships that you've already developed, right? And then you have to start not assuming that the first form of communication is going to result in an outcome, but what you do is you start thinking about how both of you can benefit from each other's capabilities and skills. And I'm taking that into 2021. I'm going to try and do that significantly more. I'm going to try and put myself out there. And you don't grow unless you do something that really, at the end of the day, sort of tugs and pulls at your heart in more ways than one. And networking and growing networks and maximizing networks is an essential part of both business and just yourself in general. And I urge, particularly the young folk to grow deliberate networks. Don't just have a list of 1,000 people that you never actually engage with in any form or another. And I know my wife's success has been her ability to grow networks, her ability to meet people and comfortably interact with them. She can work a room in events. She has no challenges in doing that. I tend to sit in a little corner and try and keep myself away from everybody, which is self-defeating at the end of the day. So I'm keen on understanding this construct of network. I'm meeting a lot of people who, Alison Holmes, for example, who works in ValueEd with us, is a network specialist, and she's running a course on networking with us. And I'm keen on really understanding this as a skill. I just want to add that point as well, that it is a skill, and it's not something that you're going to be able to do overnight if you certainly haven't been putting it into practice. And you can learn the skill and the art of actually networking, but also, utilizing and maximizing the networks that are around you. I always remember a good friend of mine, she used to say that when she called me, she would always make sure she got the right hat on, in the sense that she would call and immediately say, Vic, this is a business call and I'm just asking for this from a business point of view. So that the lines were not blurred between, you having a personal relationship and that being utilized for business ends without you realizing it. So those are skills that that I think you can become proficient at, you can learn more on, and I'm certainly hoping that I get a bit better in that in 2021. So yeah, look, I want you guys to subscribe to this to the channel, to ValueEd on YouTube. We've got all our other platforms on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. They're all ValueEd as well. And yeah, get onto our website, see what we do, and you'll learn more about some of these things that I'm talking about. Cheers.